When I was a kid, I remember thinking that my mom wasn't afraid of anything. She always somehow turned bad situations into positive ones or found ways to make us laugh or, just be kids despite all the craziness that was going on at the time. God knows she was going through some of the worst things in her life at the time, and she never showed that to us. She always tried really hard to keep us in the dark, but in a good way, because she wanted us to be kids. She redirected our focus and our brains and our attention to fun things so that she didn't show that she was actually falling apart inside. And at the time, we were running away from a monstrous man, and she, didn't know how we were going to survive. She didn't know what tomorrow would bring. She didn't know if we would be safe tomorrow, and I know that had to have been so scary for her, being a mom, because I know that if I had kids and that was going on, I don't know how I would get through all of it. Most of the memories that I cherish the most are the ones that are just like that. The ones that, despite being in the middle of madness, she still found a way to help us smile and laugh and get creative. Like, we made huge messes out of gingerbread houses. And a memory I'll never forget, though, is when it was raining so hard that it was like a torrential downpour. We were so sad that we couldn't go outside and play, and because we were always outside playing, so we were super sad. And my mom, being the person that she is, she was like, well, nobody said we can't go play in the rain, right? So, and luckily, it wasn't lightning or anything like that, thank God, but she wouldn't do that. But it was one of those really cool rainfalls where it's like super heavy, but there was no thunder or lightning or anything like that. And so it's like pretty peaceful. And so she, you know, got us out there. We were like in the middle of the street dancing in the rain. And it was like the biggest raindrops you could ever think of. Like when they hit your head, that felt like somebody was like dumping water on you. It was so much rain. But we were running around and we were playing and dancing and splashing in puddles, and actually all of our neighbors around us on our street came out and started dancing with us. And it was all because of her. And I remember thinking that was just so fun and so cool, and it was a really special moment. Because of everything going on at the time, those times that we had away from my dad were so special because it was like an escape. It was like it almost felt like we were doing something bad, you know? Like fun felt like it was bad. But my mom didn't care. Like she would purposefully let us make messes and stuff because when he was around, we couldn't do any of that stuff. And she just wanted us to be kids. And, you know, she was dealing with this madman, and she had 2 kids, and, you know, she had to put on a brave face every day for us. And she finally got away from him, and, you know, she made a new life for herself, and she started over. And I don't know how she did any of that because, you know, with the way that she must have felt at the time and all the things that were happening at the time, I don't understand how she kept going and how she still found ways to make us happy and make us smile and have fun as kids. She's the strongest person I've ever met in my life. And that's why when I was a kid, I thought she wasn't afraid of anything because she did such a good job at trying to keep certain things from us. She didn't want us to grow up too fast. And she has always inspired me. And I don't know what I would do without her. I don't know who I would be if I didn't have her in my life, because she's the person that has taught me the most about strength and about how to keep going even when you feel like giving up, and how to find little joys in life every day, even if you feel like it's the worst day ever. Don't be sad that it's raining and that you can't go outside. Go outside anyway and dance in the rain, and, make messes with gingerbread houses and jump in the mud and get gross and, have fun. We would, some of my favorite memories are going to East Fork Lake. When we were kids, that 45-minute hour drive or whatever, felt like we were, going to somewhere far. It didn't feel like we were still in Ohio. And we would make day trips out of it. We would make a whole ordeal about it, where we would pack food and toys and blankets and stuff like that. And a lot of times we would stop at the root beer stand. I remember consciously, even though I was that young, I remember consciously being so happy during those times that we got to spend with her, because I looked up to her so much, and obviously I still do, but I remember those times being so, I never wanted them to end, because I loved seeing her smile, and I loved seeing all of us just having fun together. We would go to Sharon Woods, and I thought that playground was the coolest thing ever, and with the elephant and all of that, and the little creek, the fake creek that they have there, and and we would stop at again either the root beer stand, or we would go to Dairy Queen or something like that. Those days were so fun, and she would play with us, and that was always so fun. Whenever we would go outside and make snowmen or something in the winter, she would come out and make them with us. And I remember those times when she would play with us and take us places and spend just quality time with us like that it was so special, and it was just so fun. And then looking back, I don't know how she did it. I don't know how she did all of that. I don't know how she found the strength to, get happy with us, or get enthusiastic with us and get playful with us, I don't know where she had the space in her brain to do that. But she's always been that type of mom. She's always been the mom that, she was the type of mom who, she would go hungry if it meant that we could eat, and she would spend her last dollar on us. She would, at the checkout line when we had no money, she would, have to put some stuff back because she couldn't afford it. And when she was a single mom, and she would put her stuff back instead of ours, because she would rather us have our favorite stuff than her have her favorite stuff. And that's just the type of mom she is. She would literally do anything for us, and I've always known that, and I always will know that. She's always celebrated my individuality, and she pushed it. She pushed it. She didn't want me to be like everyone else, if that's who I was, And she always supported my love for art and music, and, Lord knows most of my, literally all of it, of my love for music came from her. We would blare music so loud, and have dance parties, and sing at the top of our lungs to Mariah Carey, all the greats. She loves music so much that it was always a part of our life, and I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful that music and art and just being creative was such a huge part of my childhood, and that I had a mom that would, support all of that and push it and celebrate it, and, not question me of if I wanted to make a career out of art or photo or whatever it was. She is and will always be the one person in life that will believe in me no matter what. And I guess that's honestly the greatest gift she's ever given me, was that her believing in me. That you have to follow what you love, and you have to, embrace your talents and your passions and go after them. You can't waste them. You'll never be happy in life if you don't go after those things. And from such a young age, I remember that being instilled in me, and that's the reason why I am who I am. That's the reason why I went into my whole career that I have now, and she taught me how to harness my creativity and, turn it into a life for myself. She taught me to go after my dreams and follow my heart and do that unapologetically, and to not let your mess-ups discourage you from trying again. And that life is full of mess-ups, as we all know. And to just, to find humor in things, and to, not take things so seriously, and to love even if you're afraid to get hurt, because love teaches you things, and even if you get hurt, it taught you something. Love the people around you and never take them for granted, because they're not always going to be here, sadly. And so, there's so many things that I could talk about. I could go on and on and on, but I hope whenever I have kids, if I do have kids, that I can be half the mom that my mom was and is still. I wouldn't be who I am without you, Mom, and I don't even want to know what my life would have been like if you weren't here. Growing up, and to, be there for me and for Clint. I don't know how you did what you did your whole life. I don't know how you did what you did with us, being a single mom and starting over. I don't know where you get the strength from, and I'll never know. But you inspire me so much every day to stay strong and to know your strength and to believe in your strength and to not let people push you around and not let somebody treat you badly, and to not stay in a bad situation just because it's easy, and to know your worth, and to know that it's not right for people to treat you a certain way, and to stand up for yourself. And I just wanted to tell you that I would not change a thing about how you raised me or Clint, and that I am so incredibly proud of you for doing all that you do still to this day, and for doing everything that you did back then. I know that you put us first always, and still do, and I think that you deserve the whole entire world and so much more. I think that you're the strongest person that I'll ever know in my life, and I aspire every day to be as strong as you are. And that's why you are a superhero to me, still to this day. Because when I grew up, I realized, when I was a kid, I thought that you were fearless and thought that you weren't scared of anything and that you were a superhero, and that's what a superhero meant, But really, that's not what it means. And when I grew up, I realized that you are a superhero because you were scared. You're a superhero because despite feeling so much fear and so much uncertainty and so much hurt and so much grief and so much pain, you still kept going. I hope that I can be half the woman that you are. And I just want to say that I'm so proud of you for everything that you've accomplished in your life. And I know it wasn't easy, and I know that most people could never have gotten through everything that you've gotten through in your life and raised 2 kids. I just want you to know that all those times that we had together, and that we still do, but, especially just thinking back as being a kid, looking back on my childhood, it's the times that we spent playing in the rain and making messes out of gingerbread houses and going to the lake and making a huge mess in the car with tons and tons and tons of sand all over the place. Going to the hot dog stand or even just staying home and coloring or playing with the hose outside or making a snowman. Those times are the memories that I cherish the most with you and with Clint and in our childhood. I remember laughing so much with you. I know that being a parent is the hardest thing you could do, and I know that you could probably look back on so many things and, want to change things or do something differently, but I'm here to tell you that you don't have to feel that way and that you shouldn't, because you truly don't give yourself enough credit. And I need you to know that you are insanely smart, insanely strong, insanely beautiful, and insanely courageous. And I just am so lucky that I got to grow up with a mom like that. Thank you for giving me the greatest gift you could ever give me in life, and that is just believing in me and supporting me and being there for me. I know I can come to you with anything. It means so much to have somebody like that in my life, and especially it being you. I need you to know how much I love you and how much I look up to you still to this day, and that every day I strive to be like you and strive to be as strong as you are and as resilient as you are, and all I ever want to do is make you proud, because I'm so proud of you all the time. And thank you for being on the front lines right now during this COVID-19 stuff, and you're risking your life for so many people and taking care of so many people, and your whole life you've taken care of people, whether it was your patients or us or family members or friends or whatever, and that doesn't go unnoticed. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. You're always going to be my superhero. You're always going to be somebody that I look up to, and I just hope that you know that. And I hope that on bad days, when you need a little lifting up, a little gassing up, you can I'm so stupid. You can look back on this video and listen to it and believe the words that are coming out of my mouth, okay? So I hope you have an amazing Mother's Day. You're the best mom in the whole wide world, and I'm just so lucky that you're my mom. Happy Mother's Day. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Awasu, happy Mother's Day.